Gentleman yields back. I now go to Mr. Carter from Georgia for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank both of you for being here today. You know, I'm waving on to this committee. I serve on the Energy and Commerce Committee, but I'm not on this subcommittee. But I wanted to be here because I find it astonishing that in 2023, we are facing a reliable energy crisis in this country. I just find that to be astonishing. But we've heard about it. We've heard about blackouts. We've heard about brownouts. We've had about the rolling brownouts. And again, I just find it to be unbelievable. But it seems that the current administration has pushed for policies that exasperate the situation. The Department of Energy and EPA signed a joint MOU, and you've talked about that, and I've got some questions about it. But yet, you signed that MOU, and then the EPA immediately issues rules to take generation off of the grid. You know, I think you've heard it from the committee members that we're in favor of wind and solar. We want to see it. But before you start subtracting reliable forms of energy, we got to make sure that we can replace it there. In fact, in May, FERC Commissioner Mark Christie talked about electricity reliability, and he said, the problem generally is not the addition of intermittent resources, primarily wind and solar, but the far too rapid subtraction of dispatchable resources, especially gas and coal. We had Commissioner James Danley, who testified before this committee, and he said he believes it's a looming resource adequacy crisis that we're going to be facing here. We want our country to grow. We want it to thrive. But we got to have the lights on in order to do it. Mr. Ortiz, I want to ask you, earlier my colleague was talking about the MOU, the interagency comments that FERC sent to EPA dealing on the EPA rule that affected power plants. You said that the EPA largely implemented the terms of this. What did they ignore? Can you define what largely?
Yes, I can. So with respect to we had a number of, it wasn't a long list of comments, but a number of comments. And regarding reliability, we noted that EPA had claimed it had made a reliability analysis based upon a forward-looking resource adequacy assessment. And we I don't have a, it's their modeling regarding resource adequacy, but the point that we made to them was that resource adequacy is only one piece of the puzzle, and looking at this at the kind of level that they did might have not revealed certain reliability
I got to be, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I got to be quite honest with you. I'm not getting a warm, fuzzy feeling that y'all are communicating well. Should I?
We communicate through the official channels, through the OMB passback process.
Is that a yes or a no? Are y'all communicating well?
I'm not here to make a judgment on it. I'm here to execute the laws and the requirements.
Okay, all right. Throughout this hearing here today, a number of my colleagues have commented about the lack of coordination between EPA, Department of Energy, and FERC, and I echo those concerns. FERC's mission is to assist consumers in obtaining reliable, safe, secure, and economically efficient energy services at a reasonable cost. Let's talk about a reasonable cost. With the cost of energy continually rising for almost every American, and I have certainly seen it in South Georgia, it's been a hot summer. It's been almost unbearable. And my constituents have been calling. They need help with their electric bills. I mean, and look, we got good, reliable energy in Georgia. We got great providers. But the price is it's just unaffordable for a lot of people. Can you tell me what input FERC has to provide to ensure these rules result in economically efficient energy at a reasonable cost?
As you noted by citing FERC's charge, we're here to ensure just and reasonable rates for electricity. Regarding those impacts on other rules, unfortunately, I'd have to take that back. As I mentioned before, I'm an electrical engineer, not an economist, nor an expert in markets. So with your permission, I'd be happy to to work with my colleagues to provide a robust answer to your question.
And I appreciate that very much, and I'll look forward to getting that. Mr. Chairman, thank you again for allowing me to wave on, and I yield back.
I thank the gentleman for waving on.